Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Madam Secretary, as a sheriff and first responder in the state of Florida, we've had many hurricanes, and FEMA has come in and assisted. But I can tell you in the state of Florida, we pretty much handle those events through our regional domestic security task forces. One of the problems that we have with FEMA, and we've even talked about it up here, is how do we get FEMA to pay the bills that are due, and instead of cities and states having to pay the interest on all of that money for years. So those are some of the areas where I know the frustration levels are off the chart. And so that's one of the things I'd love to work with the folks across the aisle on is let's address these things, because it's not FEMA shows up and everything's okay. It's quite the contrary, actually. So, but I do want to ask about this. In your written statement, you mentioned the designation, the administration's designation of the 6 cartels and 2 transnationals as terrorist organizations. And, these FTOs, foreign terrorist organizations, that designation is critically important. And I know a lot of discussion has been had about CISA, but can you talk just a little bit about, to put some minds at ease, I think, how is it that this designation, sorry about that.
You're good.
But how this designation actually helps with the administration being able to work, sharing information between the civilian and the military to actually go after these folks who are killing our citizens with their drugs. I think it was 23. We had over 107,000 Americans die of poisoning coming across the southern border. They're also looking to weaponize drones to be used against our law enforcement officers at the southern border. They're the ones helping to finance all of this, or were financing all this mass migration. That designation, I think, is critically important, and I don't think people appreciate it enough. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, certainly, Congressman, and thank you for the question, because it is critically important what President Trump has done by defining exactly who these people are and what these organizations do and what they're trying to do to the United States of America. By designating these gangs and cartel members as foreign terrorist organizations, it allows us in a new way to partner law enforcement activities and consequences in partnership with other cabinet areas within the federal government, including the Department of Defense, all military branches underneath that, as well coordination, sharing of information, and how a whole of government approach to how we conduct enforcement operations. It also gives us an opportunity to access background information, criminal records that we need and that we can share internationally as well. And clearly, when you look at the cartels and their activity, their partnership and their facilitation of other countries and their software, their technology to launder money for the Chinese, the PRC businesses that are out there that are seeking to destroy the United States of America, that partnership that they have built over the years and the sophistication to which they operate, we have to be prepared for. We have to recognize what they are, what level they're at, how they're continuing to recruit members and affiliates, and how more and more dangerous they get to be the longer that they operate in the United States without consequences. So that partnership that we have with the Department of Defense, our military and all branches, but then also bringing all of the authorities of the President of the United States to the table to go after these criminal organizations, really recognizes them for what they are. They are terrorists. They are perpetuating terror and fear in our communities, and we have to make sure that we take them out now.
Yeah, they're not just drug organizations.
Correct. Correct.
Thank
They
you
are
very
laundering
much,
money,
Madam.
trafficking individuals, killing our children. And I've said this for many years about China. China doesn't just steal our IP, manipulate their currency, build up their military to someday have a conflict with the United States of America. They're systematically killing our next generation of Americans. They're
Killed over
using a
60,000 just with
poison,
fentanyl.
yes, to infiltrate our country and to kill off our young
you very
Americans,
much.
knowing it weakens us far into the future.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, and I yield back, Mr. Chairman.